Hi, welcome back to Rebel Movement Podcast. My name is Billy. My pronouns are they, them, or she, her, and I am glad you're here. Today's episode, my goal is um, to. Why don't I just name something first and then I will just tell you about the episode because it feels a little bit more natural that way. Today is what is it, the day that I'm recording? The day before the podcast comes out, so the 6th. And it's definitely feeling heavy. I think things have felt heavy for the last couple of days. I do live in Canada, but um, the results of the US election came in, and Canada's pretty connected to the States in a lot of ways, for anyone who doesn't know, and also just witnessing everything that's happening in the States with this election and how a lot of folks are feeling is heavy. And there's, I know that there's a lot of um, very valid worry about women's health and abortion access and how queer people will be treated and trans people will be treated. There's a very like palpable fear going on, and it's valid. And I just want to name that right at the beginning because this comes out tomorrow, right? I'm guessing you're still going to be having these feelings tomorrow. And I also want to name that like the genocide is still happening in Palestine, and that's heavy. And I know a lot of folks are going through a lot of different things in their life, and that's also heavy. Um, and I wish I could, I can't fix anything. And I know that's part of the thing that you might be feeling as well with any of these, well, particularly with the election and with the genocide in Palestine. It's easy to feel like you can't do anything or you can't do enough. Not that you can't do anything, but that you can't do enough. Like you wish you could fix it, but you can't. And you can sign petitions and share and stuff, but there's a lot of a powerless feeling. And I I know that and I see that. And I'm not saying any of this to like cure anything, but just to help you, hopefully help you feel like a little bit more seen. Um, Personally, I'm feeling a bit of like at a loss. Um, there's a lot of talk in the, and I am, I'm not as up to date on Canadian and American politics lately as I have been in the past. And I think it is one area where I like hesitate to talk about in some cases because I don't have the proper language necessarily, or I might not be as up to date on all of the different parts of it. But from what I do know, the Conservative Party has already in Canada talked about limiting abortion access, and that kind of thing scares me um, because of other people putting laws on someone else's body. That freaks me out. Um, it also, everything, I don't know, I'm feeling a lot of things right now. I'm feeling a lot of feelings about the winner of the election. And I know this is like not going to age well necessarily because I'm talking about current events, but whatever. um, I'm having a lot of feelings about a lot of things. I'm worried about queer and trans folks in the States um, able to get access to gender affirming care. And I think also it's such bullshit that that's even up for debate or like up in the air because straight people get gender affirming, straight or sorry, cis cis people. I meant to say not straight people, cis people. People say if you're born a woman and you still identify as a woman, or you are born a man and you still identify as a man, cis people get gender affirming care all the time. Like hair transplants, is that what you call it? Botox. Um, I can't think of things right now, but there's like it happens all the time, and I think it's pretty hypocritical that we have an issue with someone who is not cis having gender affirming care. So I'll just name one more thing that I I'm feeling this. I'm feeling a lot of feelings about the election, about Palestine, and I do have a lot of stuff going on in my life, and I've lately just honestly felt like kind of burnt out. And I've been, I feel like a little bit like I've tucked myself away from the world in some ways, because I feel like I'm running on empty sometimes. I'm doing the things, I'm still showing up, of course, recording this podcast, and I'm writing the newsletter, and I'm still teaching and working with clients because that is the stuff that I love to do. Um, but I'm not as active on social media, and I'm not as, I don't know, I'm not as energetic to do, like, to work on a bunch of new things right now. And it feels a bit risky to rest, but it definitely is helpful. I think I am starting to feel a little bit better. I just, part of me thought today's episode I could like talk about tools for anxiety, and maybe I'll give you a couple at the end. Um, I thought about I could talk about something else, like something not related, but it didn't feel very genuine. What felt like the way that it felt like I could show up for you today is just by naming where I'm at, where maybe a lot of us are at. And then we could do some fun facts, not because the stuff going on is not serious, but as a tool to help you ground a little bit or help you feel slightly better, or maybe just have a little bit of fun, because when everything looks so dark, it can be helpful to find the stars in the sky with a tiny little bit of light. I'm reading these facts from a Reader's Digest article. I don't know. I literally just Googled, I think it was like cheerful facts, and I didn't know some of the other websites, and this is one I'd heard of before. I didn't want to try to give you fake facts. This was apparently updated on September 13th, 2024. It's called 40 Facts That'll Make Your Day a Little Better. Okay, are you ready? The first one I feel like we probably already know is that sea otters hold hands when they sleep. That's so cute. Also, first of all, sea otters. I actually don't know that I necessarily realized there was multiple different types of otters. Maybe I did, and I just didn't think about it. Anyway, otters are so cute, and there's a picture of them. I wish I could show you. There's a picture of otters holding hands, and it's so cute. You should Google it. Pick otters holding hands. It's very sweet. Second one I didn't know. Okay, actually, the first it says there's a little thing underneath it that says the reason that they do that is so they don't float away from each other while they're sleeping, which is very cute. Our second fun fact I did not know is that cows have best friends. There's a picture of a cow, like two cows, and it looks like one cow is telling the other one a secret, which is so cute. Apparently, they tend to experience lower levels of stress when they're hanging out with they're hanging out with their besties. How cute is that? Oh my God, the cow best friends. I wish I could be like a fly on the wall of that and just witness two cow best friends. Or maybe actually, if there is anyone that has cows, or grew up around cows, and you have stories about cows and their best friends, can you please send them in? I feel like that would make my day. um, I'm not going to read you all of these because there's like 40 of them. I'm just going to read you the ones that, first of all, I know how to pronounce. There's one that has a type of monkey, and I feel like I'm going to say it wrong. Um, and ones that I find cute. So you can go find the article yourself if you want to. Just search cheerful facts or something. Our next fact is that Norway knighted a penguin. It gives you his name. His name is Sir Nils Olav III. He lives in Edinburgh Zoo. So cute. Um, Gentoo penguins propose to their mates with a pebble. If the female penguin accepts the proposal, she uses the pebble as a basis for their nest. It's a good foundation. There's a little joke in there. That's really fucking cute. That's so cute, man. See, I mean, honestly, I feel honestly pretty shitty today and lately. Um, but if there's one thing that like brings me a little bit of cheer or a little bit of joy is animals. Animals, I feel like are just, I don't know, give us a little hope. Um, it feels like such a silly thing to say. I'm trying not to get in my head about all this, and I'm not going to edit any of this out. You're getting the real thing. And I know that there's kind of a split crowd. Like some folks really like the one-on-one or the one-on-ones, the solo episodes because it feels like we're hanging out one-on-one, and I love that. I think that's fun. Um, it's easier for me to do one-on-one episodes scheduling wise, and I know some folks like can't do the solo episodes, and they love all the interviews, which is valid too. And I mean, I guess you won't be hearing this, but I like to do a little bit of both. And today this felt like the easiest thing to talk about is cute things. Almost 30,000 rubber duckies were lost at sea in the 90s. That's a lot of rubber duckies. I wonder how that even happened. It doesn't really say. It says it's rumored that there's thousands of yellow duckies out there in the middle of the ocean. I hope they're still floating and haven't sunk. We don't need any more plastics in our ocean. Dolphins give each other specific names. That's cool. They're not like human names, obviously. They make certain sounds to each other to represent each dolphin. That's really cool. I wonder if other animals do that and we don't know about it. I mean, I guess we've been studying them long enough, but I mean, I wonder if we'll find out if other animals do that. Oh, puffins mate for life. That's cute. Crows like to give presents. Has anyone seen those videos where someone develops a friendship with a crow and they give presents back and forth? Have you ever become friends with a crow? If you have, let me know because that's cute too. There's some, I don't know if it's crows or ravens that are near here, like where I live, fairly frequently, and I've considered. I have no idea where to start, and I also don't, I don't know, I don't know enough about it to do it to start or anything, but I thought about it. Um, let's see. There's a Marvel superhero that has a hearing aid. His name is Blue Ear, and he's created by the Marvel Comics to encourage a little boy to wear his hearing aids. That's very sweet. I wonder if they'll make that a movie. Sperm whales also have BFFs. Cute. An astronaut wrote his daughter's initials on the moon. Cute. Vikings gave the cutest wedding presents. They may be famous. They might be famous for their battle skills, but Nordic tradition also meant that they gave kittens as wedding gifts. That's cute. Pillsbury Doughboy has a name. It's Poppin' Fresh. Poppin' Fresh. What a name. A fitting name for an energetic character. Oh my goodness. I feel like it was just the Pillsbury Doughboy was his name. I guess that's just a title. Um, squirrels will squirrels will adopt other squirrel babies. That picture, I don't know what kind of squirrel this is. It looks like a fake picture. It's from Getty Images, I think. It's a tiny little squirrel. I've never seen a squirrel like this near where I live. It's like brown and black. It's super tiny and fluffy. It must be a baby. I wonder if that's what baby squirrels just look like, and I've never seen one. It's so freaking cute. Near where I live, there's gray squirrels, black squirrels, and red squirrels. The red squirrels are probably my favorite. There's a lilac bush like right outside one side of the house. There's a red squirrel that lives in there, and well, I think it does anyway. I see it in there all the time, and it lays with its little so on the branch, so that its like body is supported by the branch, and then he put this little his little hands under his chin, and he sleeps, and it's so cute. He gets kind of upset if he finds you looking at him, but it's really freaking cute. Oh my gosh, goats have accents. What a goat sounds like heavily depends on the region they grow up in, just like humans. Oh my God, now I want to find videos of different goat sounds from different areas. That's so funny. Goat sounds are probably like up there in the things that bring me joy. If you haven't seen the video of there's like a baby and a goat making sounds back and forth, they're like, bah, bah. You have to find it. It's so cute. Oh my God, that's so cute. It does kind of feel like we're hanging out, even though I can't see you and I can't hear you. I'm imagining your side of the conversation. I hope it feels like that for you too. The quokka, I think that's how you say it, is the happiest animal ever. We don't have these animals near where I live. They're so cute. Um, Apparently they're one of the friendliest animals towards humans. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. Let's see. I thought this was 40 facts. It's not 46 now. Um, Neil Armstrong went through customs after returning from the moon. I guess that makes sense, but like, what are you going to be bringing back? Dogs feel safe when they smell their humans. Yeah, it's the first part of this is we truly do not deserve dogs. I fully agree with that. There's more. Cuddling is good for you. That's cute. I'm gonna click this thing that says dog facts you didn't know. Honestly, just reading these is helping me feel a little bit better. I hope that that's feeling a little bit better for you too. I know that I know that hearing these things or do using any kind of tools to regulate your nervous system, it's not going to cure it. It's not going to cure you. Everything still sucks. The world is still shitty out there. And maybe there's still shit going on in your life. It's not really about that. It's not about curing it. It's about finding like 1% of something for you to hold on to that will like resourcing, like bringing you something that helps you feel a little bit more grounded or positive or hopeful. Um, Almost like a little floaty. You're still in the middle of the ocean. You still might feel lost, but you got a little floaty. Um, Dogs were the first animals domesticated by humans, apparently. They have fossil evidence that dogs were domesticated around 23,000 years ago. That's a lot. This is AKA the Ice Age. I'm not going to read you the scientific name for the Ice Age because I don't think I could. That's cute. Um, Dogs are the most diverse mammals on Earth. That's true. Can you like ridiculous that like Great Danes and Chihuahuas are both the same animal? I think about that a lot more than I know, I think. Because I mean, I work sometimes, occasionally, I help out at the pet food store, and you see all these dogs come in, and it's so wild to think they all came from the same place. Um, Dogs' eyes are designed to see in the dark. That's cute. Dogs can sniff which way you're walking in 5 steps. What? They can tell which way a human scent trail is headed, even if they come across it at right angles, and even if the person walks backwards. Studies show their sense of smell is so sensitive they can tell the difference in scent intensity within just 5 footsteps, but not 3 of the track. So I mean, that makes sense because there's literally dogs that track. Um, I wonder what that is like. You know, have you ever thought about like different animals and how different see differently? Like they see different colors, or they see things that we can't see, or they can hear things we can't hear. I wonder. I would love to if I could like experience what it's like to be a dog for one day. I feel like I'd love that. I want to be a dog that like lives out in the country so I can like, experience a lot more sense and things like that. Anyway, a dog can sense the Earth's magnetic field. I don't understand. This is in 2020, Czech researchers studied dogs that could find their way back from a hunting excursion using a novel route with a shortcut. They found the dogs were able to do this by aligning themselves with Earth's magnetic field, which acts as a natural GPS of sorts. Other research suggests they also align themselves with Earth's magnetic field to poop, which is the reason they circle to find the right spot. Okay, let's do 2 more. Um, Dogs have fewer and different taste buds than we do. Hmm. Let's do 1 more. Dogs were some of the first action heroes in movies. Rin Tin Tin was called the dog who saved Hollywood. Cute. Okay. I feel like I could keep going, but I don't know how exciting it is now that I'm reading things I haven't read before. I that was fun. um, I'm hoping that that was helpful for you. I feel like kind of vulnerable about giving this episode out, which I don't know why. It's because I'm not haven't really shared anything vulnerable for myself. It just feels kind of vulnerable just to read. It's like reading aloud in class. I've never been a super great read alouder, read alouder, louder reader aloud. Um, but this honestly felt like something that was probably going to be helpful, hopefully, and fun. And, I think part of the reason I feel vulnerable is because I'm very about, I can't remember the word, but it's where you're like, your actions align with your, no, what is it called? Like genuine, authentic, where it's like your actions line up with, like, you're not fake. Let's just be straightforward with it. Like, not fake. Not pretending to be anything I'm not. And I feel very passionately about that. And I'm here reading facts while feeling like crap. I feel like maybe a little worried that it's not going to come off as genuine, but I guess I really did at the beginning say, like, I feel like crap. And I know that a lot of you also feel like crap. So here's some random things that we can maybe find a little joy in together. Um, I'm going to give you a couple of tools just in case. I do have more tools if you are needing a little bit more help and you're feeling a little bit more anxious or um, depressed lately. I do have a fair amount of tools just because I've been um, practicing them a long time. I've also been, in therapy for a long time, and I've done a couple of trainings in like mental health first aid and movement and mental health connections and trauma informed stuff. So if you're a person that needs more tools and you're not sure what to do, send me a message and I can send you a couple. Um, I think there might be some on my website as well, some helplines and stuff like that. Um, and there is, I can't remember, there's an app, actually, there's a couple of apps that are kind of like fidget toys. Anything like that can be helpful. Um, that you are bringing your awareness to the toy or the game. And some of them are um, like Zen garden things, or you like clear off, like you clean off like a window or things like that, where it's just like something kind of soothing. So I have one, but I know that there's many other ones. I can't remember what it's called, and it might be hard to find on, like, last minute type of thing. That's one thing, is doing, it's like something you can put on your phone so you can bring it around with you. And if you're starting to feel really anxious or really um, overwhelmed, you can do that and bring just awareness to it. It's called anti-stress. The one that I have, it actually wasn't as hard to find as I thought. Anti-stress. It's a app that is free, and it's not loading for me right now. It has a bunch of different things. Like there's button, like one that's just like a button. There's a fidget, like a literal fidget spinner. There's bubble wrap. Um, there's like you chop a carrot. Oh, there's the red squirrel right now. There's lots of different things, and it's just like little satisfying things that help they can just be kind of calming. Um, if you're very close, like very, very anxious, and you're not feeling like present, it can be helpful to find different colors around you. Like how many colors can you find, or like where are all the reds? You can also do that with shapes. You might do that with sounds. Obviously, more like how many sounds can you hear, or like how far away can you hear? Um, Sometimes bringing awareness to your breath can be helpful, but sometimes for some people that feels more triggering. So, of course, make that decision on your own. But anything that can kind of slow your breath down. One of the things we do, I teach a yoga for anxiety class on Tuesdays online at 12:15 Eastern, and one of the things we do in that class often is connecting breath with movement. And I definitely tell you at the beginning, like, it doesn't have to be, your breath doesn't have to match my breath. Your breath can be however long or short you want it to be. But if you connect your breath with your movement, it can be helpful because you have multiple things you're focusing on at the same time. I would say to do your best. It can be as simple as like lifting your arms overhead and then bringing them back down. Or um, you're just like float your hands up, float them down. Start there. If that feels helpful, maybe you slow your breath down. If it feels accessible, if it feels okay, you could start to slow your exhale down a little bit more than your inhale. It doesn't have to be super big difference. It can be like a beat, 2 beats. But your exhale being a little longer than your inhale can help to trigger your parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest and digest. And that can help you to down regulate or to ground a little bit. It kind of sends a message to your brain that like everything is okay, or that you're safe, basically. And that's another thing you can do is um, I'm gonna try to think about how to word this. There's many valid reasons that you might not feel very safe right now. And I get that. And I'm not saying that those don't exist. And that I know that this particular tool might not be helpful for everybody because not everybody is in a safe place at home. Um, but it can feel helpful to focus on the space around you and say, like, I don't feel safe. Yes, valid. I don't feel safe currently, say, in this country or as a queer person in the country, or I'm feeling very unsafe in general. You don't have to know why. But right now, I have a roof over my head. I have these walls. I can lock the door. I can wear comfy clothes. I can go for a walk. I can see the trees. I can feel the grass. Things that are around you that, and maybe even this isn't necessarily applicable for me because our space isn't finished. But you can look around and look at the things you've put out, like you've decorated with this and you've put this there, and you've spent all this time making your close space yours. And sometimes that can be a big resource and help, like reminding you that you're safe within this space. It's yours. You have control over it. Maybe you own it or you rent it. Um, you can lock doors. That's one thing that can be helpful. Particularly the lock door things for me right now is helpful. Um, Getting outside in nature can be helpful, especially, I mean, if you have animals, if you have pets, I always found spending time with pets was like one of the things that made life feel a little bit better. Like it would take off a little bit of the pressure or the difficult shit going on. So if you have a dog, maybe you go for a walk with your dog. And if you don't have pets, maybe you just go outside and you see squirrels or you visit if you have a friend that has a cat, or look at animal videos. I mean, if animals feel helpful for you, if you could just go for a walk, you could sit outside with your coffee. It doesn't have to be anything necessarily big. Um, and then movement is one that is very individual. I personally find sometimes if I'm feeling really anxious and having a hard time, sometimes I need more rest and I do less. Maybe I do a little bit of stretching, or maybe I just do a little walk outside. Sometimes it feels more helpful for me to do things like running or dancing or biking or whatever, something a little bit higher intensity. Just because for me, it feels like I'm like um, poking a hole in the bucket that's overfilled. You're just like letting out a little bit. You know what I mean? A little bit of the energy. Um, and none of these things are intended to be like spiritual bypassy, like just, save, oh, you just have to meditate and everything's fine. Like, yes, you can meditate and yes, it is helpful, but it doesn't mean everything is fine. And also, meditating isn't good for everybody. Like, it doesn't help some people. These are just things that are helpful resources, hopefully, that will help you to feel a little bit safer in your space or a little bit safer in your body or just a little bit less anxious, or even just as anxious, but you feel a little bit more confident in your ability to handle it or get through it or whatever, a little bit more hopeful. If you are interested in joining the Yoga for Anxiety class, it's on the Tuesdays, or grabbing the replay if it's like with time change or time zones too early or whatever. You can send me, if you don't know how to do that, you can just send me a message to info@movewithbilly.com or on Instagram @movewithbilly. But you can sign up on my website. It's movewithbilly.com. My brain just went blank. And it should be under the online group movement classes in like the work with me tab, or on the more tab, it should say like virtual schedule or something like that. And then you can sign up. If you sign up that way, you can either do a drop-in or you can do the Rebel Movement Club membership. There's one membership that's only $50 Canadian, and you get 2 classes a month plus the on-demand library. But also I am offering, with everything going on, I am offering pay what you are able spaces for these classes. So if you would like to take one of those, to join this class and you can't afford to join the club, or you can't afford the drop-in, or it's just too much for you, send me an email. And I honestly am accepting anything like $3 and up. So there's no need to like I don't know, prove that you deserve this spot or whatever. If you just send me a message, say this is what I can pay, and that I can send you the link. You can pay via e-transfer if you're in Canada, or PayPal or Coffee, KO-FI, if you're in the States. But send me an email or a message on Instagram and we can set that up. I do also have space for one-on-one clients, and I have previously a couple of times had clients, like I have clients come to me for one-on-one who are looking to kind of heal their relationship with movement, and they need a little bit of support for the anti-diet culture portion of healing from eating disorder or healing from diet culture, and they want movement for sure. I love doing that. I also have had clients who are going through something with their mental health, going through something emotionally, and they need a little bit of extra support to like a practice that is kind of more spacious, more accommodating, or kind of uses some of these tools that we've practiced. Like one is if you take forward fold or any kind of pose where your head is below your heart, that will also trigger parasympathetic nervous system, or rest and digest. So I've previously done, let's explain it this way. Previously, I taught a mental health yoga for mental health series. I think it was like a 6-week series or something, and we did talked a lot about tools, and we did a lot of practices to sort of help you practice the tools that you learn. I've had clients who wanted to do that one-on-one. So I do have space for that, and I do have a sliding scale option for that as well. You can email me at info@movewithbilly.com. Until then, I would love you to send in any of your fun facts. If you could take a second, rate, review, subscribe, and send this to a friend who would like it, who you think would like it. And then let me know you're listening. Take a screenshot, share it in your stories. I love to know when you're listening. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a really, well, let's not say a fantastic day, but I know it might be a little bit impossible. I hope your day is okay. And I hope you're able to find even a second of peace, even if this was it. And thank you for being here.